Okay, I wanted to work on another kit again. The one that I've chosen is this twin diesel loco shed. I have a couple others that are in the works, but asking some people, this one was one that they wanted to see done. It's pretty basic. It is model power. As such, one thing that those are great. One thing that was suggested by someone was building it first and then weathering it. And I think that's something that I'll be able to do, and we'll see how it goes, and if it turns out that I can't do that, then we'll get some paint on there and get things done up that way first. But looking at it, at least looking at the windows, it looks like it's going to be just applied separately. So I should be able to just apply the windows, at least the glass to it after, without too much of a problem. So we'll just get started and go from there. The other thing is I'm not going to be using this as a engine shed. I've got a few spots on the layout that I needed some additional, or that I'm still deciding which buildings to put in there, and that's on kind of the two expansion pieces that I've done. And both of these, well, that's going to be fun. Guess I won't be using my sprue cutters for this. So one thing I was worried about is some kits with the windows, they're really loose and you can move around and see that they're not, you know, in all of the same spots. Like one window will look like it's up a little bit, the other window will look like it's down a little bit. But the way these are, they fit in there pretty tightly, and there's nowhere to, you can't really move them up or down. So and this is all that is needed for step one. So I'm going to keep working on this off camera, get all these put in and prepped, and we'll be back once that's done. All right, I decided to do some of the stuff off camera, as a lot of it was, you can see here in the instructions, just doing the same thing over and over. That being getting the glass panes put together, the roof panels, the walls. I did do a little bit extra on the wall panels there was an extra 2 of these cross looking things that help hold the walls together, and I decided to break the cross pieces off and use them as some extra bracing on the wall, as there were a few spots that you could kind of see through the wall a little bit, and figured that would be an easy thing to hide and add some stability to the structure as well. I also put in got the doors put in for the end walls. I decided to leave the big roll down doors out for now. I may at some point add them, but where I want this to be open and maybe halfway on the tracks where it's going to be put, I decided it would be best just to leave it open for now. And even though I am planning to do this as just build it, show how it looks, and then go back and add some more details to it and make it look good, I did need to go in and spray paint the roof. This is the color that it originally was molded in. It has a slight metallic sheen to it, but I wasn't too happy with it. And since the way that it sits in the kit is like this with the glass on it, I knew there was no way that I'd be able to mask off everything exactly right to then be able to spray paint these. So I went ahead and did add the spray paint to it just to give it a better metallic sheen and actually look like it's, you know, metal and not just plasticky the way that it was looking. So with that, we're to the point that we're going to start getting it built up together, and we'll go from there and see how it looks. I'm noticing that there's still going to be some gap to the corners just because of the way things are, just laid out with it, and how that's just how it would be, or it's going to be, because of how the side walls are put together. So I'm going to just take, and this ruler has a metal blade in it, and I'm going to just cut, or not a metal blade, but a embedded metal piece, and I'm just going to cut a couple of strips from this scrap styrene that I have, and just put it in on the corners and I'll just angle it in there, just that way it hides, and you're not going to see any light coming through the building. So So hopefully you can see that kind of gap. I'm not too sure if the camera will. Yeah, you can see through there, at least in between the two magnets. So that's what we're going to hide. I'm just using flat red from Vallejo for this. Okay, and I'm going to leave this to dry, and that way I don't cause any more bleeding of the paint than needs to in with my glue. So we'll leave this to dry for a little bit, and then be back with getting these put in, and then hopefully we can have this building completely built today, and then I can work on detailing it. So we'll be back in a bit.